welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to film today's video because we are finally going to have our first pop-up event at the Bel Air Swap Meet in Bloomington, California. For those of you that don't know me, hi, my name is Daisy Annalys and I am a small business owner. I created this channel to help anyone who's interested in starting their own small business by giving you guys some tips and also showing you guys behind the scenes. So if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Now let's get started with today's video. For today's video, I'm going to show you guys behind the scenes of what my husband and I have been doing in order to prepare for this pop-up event, as well as demonstrate what are some of the things that you need in order for you to have a pop-up event at your local flea market or swap meet. So if you have a small business and this is something that you've been thinking about doing in the near future, I really hope that you find this video helpful. The first thing that you need to do is find a flea market in your area and go visit them the day that you're thinking about setting up your pop-up event, and find out if there are any other vendors selling the same items as you, and also compare prices. Are your prices too high or are they too low? Are they similar? It is very important for you to do your research, and you also want to find out if the item that you're selling is in demand in your area. For example, my husband and I were thinking about setting up my pop-up event on a Sunday, so we went to the Bel Air Swap Meet every single Sunday for about a month and a half, and we were comparing prices. We were also checking to make sure that there wasn't a lot of vendors selling the same items that I have, and we also made sure that the items that I carry are in demand in that area. After that, you want to find out what are the requirements to be a vendor at that specific location. If you only plan on doing one pop-up event at that specific location, let's say once a year, you might be able to get away with not having a business license. It just really depends, so you would have to ask. Sometimes they have that information posted on their website. At least for me, I plan on doing pop-up events at this specific location about 2 to 3 times a month. So for me, I needed to get my seller's permit, which was free. I also needed to get a business license, but the business license wasn't free. They had a fixed fee, and also in order for me to get that business license, I needed to provide a estimate of how much I'll be earning the entire year, and depending on that number, that's how much you're gonna pay for your business license, in addition to the fixed fee that they have. Again, the fees will vary, but you would just have to do your research. Do keep in mind that your local flea market or swap meet might have a long waiting list for you to reserve a spot at that location. At least for me, when I tried signing up, I was on the waiting list and I was number 15 to get a spot at that specific location. So the sooner you find out what information you need, the better. Once you meet all of the requirements, you'll be able to reserve your booth at your local flea market, and you're going to have to pay a fee. The fee always varies. It just depends on your local flea market. For example, for the swap meet that I want to sell my items at, they have 2 different fees. The corner booths are $70 and the regular booths are $50, and I was only planning on getting a $50 booth, but they didn't have any available. The only available booth was the $70, and I ended up taking that one because it's literally right across the main entrance from the swap meet, so it's going to be one of those first booths that customers see when they walk in. The next thing that you want to think about is transportation. If you have a truck, or if you know someone who has a truck, that's a big plus because you'll be able to take a lot more inventory and show all of the items that you have. Unfortunately for me, I have a small car, so I'm not able to take all of the different styles and all of the items that I have. But please don't let that discourage you. The reason why I'm doing these pop-up events at my local flea market is to get my business name out there, to eventually acquire new customers, get them to follow my business social media pages so that eventually they buy items from me. For your booth, you're also going to need a canopy, and the size of the canopy that you get really depends on the size of your booth, and also if you have a big car or a small car. For example, the size of my booth is 18 by 24, but I have a small car, so I ended up buying a 10 by 15 canopy on Amazon. The canopy that I bought is small, but I needed to invest in a good quality canopy because I do plan on doing this at least twice a month. And over here there are really strong winds, so the canopy that I bought was a little bit pricey. But if you only plan on doing this, let's say once or twice a year, you can get a really cheap canopy at Walmart for like $45 or $55. You're also going to need a table to display your items. Unfortunately for me, I only bought one table, and it's a foldable table at Costco because I can't fit 2 tables in my car. But what I am going to do is I'm using 3 different pegboards, and I'm going to hang those onto the canopy to display some of the items that I have. And on the table, I'm going to put some of our purses, makeup brush sets, and also the eyelash glues and glitters. If possible, you want to practice on setting up your booth in your backyard. My husband and I did this, and it really gave me an idea of how I wanted things set up. So over here, like I said, we have really strong winds, so I couldn't display the eyelashes on the table because any little wind and they just fall over because they're really lightweight. So that's why he gave me the idea of using the pegboards. Now, the last thing that you really don't need, but if your budget allows it, I highly encourage for you to buy a banner that has at least your logo and all of your social media accounts. If you have a lot of local customers, maybe you can include your business phone number and also your website. Alright guys, well that concludes today's video. I will be posting vlogs, and I will also be updating you guys on how our pop-up events are going. So please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video.